Well, hello and welcome back, friends. This is the 5th video in my crochet series called the Granny Circle Along. And today I'm going to show you how to make some doilies, kind of like a vintage doily. And so I told you in my very first video of this series how to make a granny circle. Okay, so we've got lots of granny circles going on here. So this is 3 rounds. And I told you that this would become the base for my doilies. Let me just show one of these in here. I'll show you a few more in a minute. I just wanted to give you the information on the granny circle. So in my very first video is the tutorial on how to make the 3-round granny circle. And again, I talked about how it was going to be the base for my doilies and the base for many of the projects that I've been showing you. And so there are granny circles in here. And then my next step is I've been making a lot of granny circles with introducing a new color. So there's 3 colors in each granny circle. I introduce a 4th color by doing a single crochet. And this is what I'm going to call round 1, okay? And then there's, after the granny circle, there's 10 more rounds. And I'll be showing you how to do that in today's video. And then in the next video, I'll show you how to finish the circles, blocking, and a few fun things to do with them and how I use them. And so here's the granny circles, and in this cute container that I got from Target. I happened to be there when they were very first putting it out on the shelves, and I was so happy, and I saw that and thought that's perfect for my little quilting or crochet kits or anything like that. So here, let me pull this out of the way too so that you'll be able to see my crochet. All right, so I've got one going on right here, the granny circle, but here's what the doily looks like. And of course I'm using my chunky thread, and it finishes at about 10 inches. You know, everyone crochets tighter or looser at, differently from each other, but they finish at about 10 inches. Okay, and I'm just going to show you a few of the different colorways, and you can see within here, within both of them, see the granny circle that I started with, and then the borders on the outside. Some of these I may have shown you before. Some of them may be new. I've been making these doilies for a long time, and I think it's really fun to just grab some of my granny circles, put the little border around them, the single crochet, and then I'm ready to go with the doily. And what I do is I repeat the same colors, meaning, okay, so there's that one. Let's talk about that in this one right here. So I start out with the 3 colors, then this is the 4th color, and then I introduce a 5th for round 2. And then, so there's 5 colors within the doily, and then I just keep repeating the same colors in the same placement each time. I have found that I like how those colors are separated, so I'll show you how I do that. And, all right, what's that? Little lunchbox is noisy. Let me push that farther out of the way so I don't do that. So I'm going to leave that here so that you can see part of that. And of course, this is my chunky thread that I'm using. I do like to wind them into cakes, but you don't have to. Let me show you how you can use your skeins. I've shown you this before. If you don't have a winder and you don't want to wind, it's not hard at all. You just put it on the winder and wind, there's a handle and you wind it up. But what you can do is, my yarn comes from the outside, right? Here's the end right here. You can just squish it like that, okay, into a ball, and then it comes off of the skein easier. It's kind of like a flat ball. And remember the good old days when we used to have somebody hold it over their arms like this, the skein, and then wind it into a ball. We don't need to do that anymore, but you still could if you wanted to. All right, so let me grab my little stitchy readers. For me, for my crochet, I like to use my 3 my 3 magnification for crochet. That helps me a lot. I'm using an E hook. And of course, I've grabbed some scissors. I do have my stitch markers here, and I have my needles here that I will need. Stitch markers, I've shown you before that you can use these to mark the back of your granny circle if you are just a beginner. And, you know, you have a hard time deciding which is the right side or the wrong side. So I think it's very easy to just stick a little stitch marker on the wrong side right there, and then you'll always know that you work from the front, okay? So I picked this doily to show just because I liked the order of the colors, and I liked the colors. And so I just picked different colors, you know, that kind of mimic it, but they're different, meaning this is a red, this is a red, this is a pink, this is a pink, this is a yellow, this is a yellow, and we're going to kind of follow that pattern. And so what I have chosen is this is Schoolhouse Red, and the next color is Lipstick, and then the next one is Butterscotch, and then the next one is Time. And then for the blue, I decided to use Lagoon. And that is that color right there that I showed you there, okay? And so let's just get started. And so I'm going to be in this video showing you how to crochet all 10 of these rounds. And so it's going to be kind of a long video, but what I'm gonna do is going to be showing you the first part of the round and the end part of the round so that I can show you how to join, and so that the video isn't, you know, like 2 hours long. So let's get started. The next round I need to do is the single crochet. So once again, I like to leave like a 6-inch tail because I like plenty of room to weave in. And you can start anywhere. What we're going to be doing is doing a single crochet within these chains right here. So you can just start anywhere. You can go into the top 2 right there of all the edge of that. And I'm just gonna go through, pull up. I've got 2 on my hook, go through both of them, and that's a single crochet. And then I'm just gonna continue going around until I've done a single crochet in the top of each one of these. Now, when you get to the hole here, you don't have to go through those top 2 if you don't want. I simply just go through the space. So basically what you're doing, because these are 3 double crochets, you're doing 3 in the top of the chain. I just think it's easier to just go into the top of the chain of these 3, and it doesn't make any difference on how it ends up looking. And then in this space here, I'll just go right in the space between, because there really is no chain. I mean, there is a chain, but it's kind of fiddly. You know, you do chain in between these for the 3rd round, but it's kind of fiddly, and I just find it just as easy to just go ahead and go in the top there. Okay, so I'm just going to continue around and crochet this, and then I will be back to show you how I join it. Okay, now I've just got a few single crochets left here, so I'm going into the top of this last one. And then I've got a space here. And then I'm going to go into the top because I started in the middle here of that set of 3 double crochets. I've got that, and then I'm simply just going to join with a slip stitch in the top of that. And when you're joining with a slip stitch, you're going to go into those 2 just like you're, you know, doing a single crochet. You're going to have the top of that chain, and then I just pull up. Okay, exactly how I've shown you before. I'm going to weave these ends in, and so I'll show you how to, you know, how I do this one real quick. I like to pull up the threads and kind of the yarn threads, whatever, the tails, whatever you want to call them, and kind of you know, trim them evenly. And I find it easiest to put my needle through and then thread it. You want preferably plastic needle with a big eye. It's just easier to handle. And I just go behind these stitches in the single crochet here because I want to hide it behind the same color. And so let me just push these through here and then I'll show you what that looks like. A little bit closer up. Sorry, I'm trying not to go out of the camera, but I need to see a little bit closer up when I'm doing this. Okay, so see, I've just woven behind there. You can see what that looks like. And then I'll just grab these and put them through the eye and then just pull them through. And I just try not to distort that. See how there's a little loop there? I'll just pull that a little bit tighter. And meaning what I'm trying not to distort is the shape of the circle, okay? And because there was a knot at the end and I've just pulled it through that much, I think that's plenty. And then I grab my scissors and I always just trim sideways so that I'm not cutting into my crochet. And there is round 1, which is a single crochet. Now the next round we're going to be doing is with the blue. So we're going to use Lagoon. Just going to throw that in the yarn bowl. Do my slip knot. Okay. And what we're going to be doing is joining in to the chain right between the space. Okay, the one that where you went down in to the space. And so just join into the top of that. And we're going to be joining with a slip stitch, not a single crochet, slip stitch. We're just going to be joining like that, and then we're going to chain 5. And you don't want these awfully loose chains. If you're a loose crocheter, you may want to just chain 4. We're making this right here, and then we're going to go back and crochet over that. And so if you have very loose chains, then that will be a long, long tail. And then we're just going to skip over right there to the next space. So basically we're skipping 3. So 1, 2, 3, and into the next one. Joining it with a slip stitch again and chaining 5. Oops. Okay, and then skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, joining with a slip stitch, and then chaining 5 again. Okay, I'm going to continue around and I'll be right back to show you how I join those together. Okay, I've just chained 5 there, and I'm going to slip stitch into this last one. Chain 5 again. Oh, there we go. And then I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that first slip stitch that I did. Okay, now I'm not going to do a knot because we're going to be doing 5 double crochets within each of these loops, okay? And so what we're going to do to start that off is we're going to go directly into the next loop and do a single crochet just to kind of get that height started a little bit, and then we're going to chain 2. Okay, so that's my first double crochet stunt double. And then I'm going to do 4 more double crochets in here. There's the second one, or the third, because this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. So that's going to count as my first set right there, 4 double crochets and the stunt double, okay? And then I'm not going to chain in between. I'm just going to go right in to the next loop there and do 5 double crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, okay, 1 more. Okay, so that's what it's going to start, you know, looking like, and I'm just going to keep going around, and then I'll be back to show you how I'm doing the last one and then how I join. Okay, I've got the last 5 to do. There's the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And then because we're not chaining in between, we're just going to directly join into the top of that stunt double. Okay, so I like to put my hook in first to get that first little loop, and then use the point. It's not real pointy, but it's kind of a point there of that hook to grab that and just do a slip stitch. Okay, now we're ending with this color, which is round 2. So I'm going to pull that up. And then that's what that looks like. Okay, so as we're going around, this may look like it's, you know, like a cupped up, but it's fine because we've got this many stitches, and what we're going to be doing next is going to loosen that up, and all of this, the blocking, takes all of this, you know, unevenness out, if that's what you want to call it. And so I'm going to continue, instead of weaving my ends in, I normally do it each round, but some people do the whole, you know, would do a whole project and then weave the ends in. But just for the time sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and start on to the next row, the next round row, whatever you want to call it. As a quilter, I'm always saying rows, but this is definitely a round because we're working in the round here. And so what we're going to be using is lipstick next. So you can see here that this matches color number 2, what we'll be doing next. And we're going to be doing the same thing in this round. Actually, in the next 2 rounds, we're going to be doing 5 chains to form these loops. But where we're going to begin these is we're going to start right here in a space and do 5 chains, and then we're going to skip 2 so that we're going into this middle chain right here. So you can start in any space that you'd like, and we're just going to join with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 5, and then I'm going to skip 2 right here, which puts me right, skip 2. This one, this one, and this one. It puts me right in the top of that center double crochet, okay? And again, I'm just joining with a slip stitch, not a single crochet or anything. And then I'll be going into the space, so basically skipping 2 again and joining with a slip stitch. Chain 5, and then again we're skipping 2 and going into the top of that center double crochet, and we're just going to work all the way around doing that. Now it's time to go into the space and join with a slip stitch, and I'll be back when it's time to join. Okay, so I've almost chained my last 5. I'm ready to skip 2 and join into that center, that top of the center double crochet. chain my last 5, and then simply go in to the top of that slip stitch and join. With a slip stitch. Okay, loop up. Pull that through that loop so it's nice and secure. Pull it down tight. Okay. And so that is round 1, 2, and 3, which is a chain 5, making loops. And then we're going to take butterscotch and do the same thing. We're going to chain 5 and form another row of loops, another round. I have to keep correcting myself. And so you can start, we're going to be just doing that in the top center of these loops. So we're just using these spaces. So once again, we can start anywhere. I don't like to start and stop where I've ended before, so I'll just find another place. And joining into that with a slip stitch, chaining 5, and then just simply going into the next one with a slip stitch and chaining 5. Next one with a slip stitch and chaining 5. Okay, and so that's what that is going to look like. We're going to continue going all the way around, and this butterscotch, this gold or yellow one, is going to be the basis for another set of 5 double crochets, which is what we did in this. Okay, so I'll be back when we're ready to join. Okay, I've just chained 5. I'm going to join in here with a slip stitch into that last loop, chain 5, and then I'm going to join into that first slip stitch. Pull up, make a loop. Okay. So at this point, or at any point, we might want to talk about this right now. We can, this will make a cute little doily. We could have stopped here with a 5-round doily, and when you put this on the blocking board and block this would make a little kind of a lacy edge right here, and it would stay like that. That would make a really cute smaller doily if you wanted to stop there. But I'm going to continue on so I can show you how that I make my 10-inch doilies. And so the next step, the next round that we're going to make is we're going to be using Schoolhouse. And we're going to just go ahead and put the slip knot on the hook, find a place where I didn't stop and start, and I'm simply going to do it exactly like I did round 2. I'm going to join with a single crochet instead of a slip stitch, just to give that a little bit stronger base, and chain 2. That's my stunt double. Then I'm going to be doing a second double crochet, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and then I'm not chaining in between. I'm just going to go into the next loop there and do another set of 5 double crochets. Move my scissors out of the way. There's the third one. Number 4. Number 5. And then I'm just going to continue going around and do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th round. Okay, and I'll be back and show you how I join that. Okay, I've got one more set of the 5 double crochet to do. Okay, there's 5, and then no chain in between. I'm just going to join right there in the top of my stunt double. Pull up a loop. Okay, and that's that round with Schoolhouse. That's what that is looking like, and that's super cute. 2 as a doily. Let's see. Let me grab a measuring tape and see what that would measure if you just stopped there. So that measures right there. By the time you blocked it and everything, that would be like 7 inches. That's so cute. And so, but once again, I'm going to continue on and show you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th round, we have 5 more rounds to go, okay? Also, during that break while I was crocheting, I went ahead and wove in those ends because they were driving me crazy. And when I weave in those ends, I just simply weave in behind the same color that I did. Now, these little chain 5s can be a little bit tricky. You can see where I wove that in right there. Just, I ended here, and I just kind of did a few stitches behind that. This butterscotch one could go behind the Schoolhouse. And, you know, so that's just my rule of thumb. I'm weaving in the ends exactly how I've shown you when I did the granny circle and my granny square and any of my other crochet videos when I've shown you how to weave in the ends. I'm just simply hiding behind the same color. Okay. All right. So now for round 6, we're going to be using Time, which is the same color as the single crochet. We're going to be using that again. Okay, and we're going to be doing 3, let's see, we're going to be, not doing 3, that's the next round, sorry. We're going to be doing 2 double crochets in each space hole right here with a chain in between, and then 2 double crochets. So 2 sets of 2 double crochets. And once again, just start anywhere. We're going in between these sets of 5 double crochets. We're doing double crochets once again. We're going to join once again with a single crochet, chain 2. There's my stunt double. Now I'm going to do another double crochet. So there's my first set. I'm going to chain in between, and then in that same space, do another double crochet. And this is how we're increasing. We're doing, you know, stitches that increase as we go all the way around. And so we're also going to do a chain in between because we want to increase those stitches. I hope that makes sense to you. We want to increase little by little so that we're not doing a bowl like this, so that we're going flat. So once again, we're going to do in each space a set of 2 double crochets, chain in between, the second set of a double crochet, oops, okay? Chain in between. And we're just going to continue going all the way around in each space right here. 2 sets of 2 double crochets with a chain in between and a chain in between each set. All right, so here I've chained in between, and I have my last set of 2 double crochet. Chain 1 in between, 2 double crochet, and in the same space, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and then join into the top chain of that stunt double. Pull up my loop and pull it tight. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round 6, done with time. Our next one is going to be round 7. We're going to be using Lagoon. And let's see what else. Oh, so on that break, I went and grabbed a plate, something white. Sometimes it helps to see something against a lighter color. Now it's looking kind of wavy. Don't worry, we're just increasing stitches little by little. And you know, when you go to block, that works itself out. But this would also be another cute one that you could stop here and do a smaller or a medium-sized doily. And in between these chain ones, let me grab my hook right there. In between these chain ones, when you go to block, you know, they would pull out like a point. Isn't that cute? So there's another idea. At any time you can stop any of your rounds and make it as large as you want. And I just thought that was kind of fun to bring that in. Maybe I'll set that there so you can kind of see. I don't know, I think that one, because of the lighter colors, looks nice against the dark so you can see. Okay, so the next round is with Lagoon, like I said. Let me grab my readers. Okay, I'm going to start somewhere where I haven't stopped and started. And what we're going to be doing in this one, we're going to start in a space and we're going to do 3 double crochets, okay? And then we are not going to chain in between. We're going to go into this space in between the 2 double crochets and do 2 double crochets. And then in the space again, 3. And then in this 2 double crochets, do 2. So basically we're doing a pattern of 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. And so we're going to start in with the set of 3 in the space. Let me split that up. And we're joining with a single crochet. Just our normal stunt double here we're doing. So there's my first double crochet or stunt double, number 2, number 3. Okay, that's my set of 3, and I am not going to chain in between. I'm just going to do a double crochet directly into this space here, and I'm going to be doing 2 of them. And then moving into the next open space and doing a set of 3. Okay, and then moving into that chain space and doing 2. And then one more set of 3. Okay, and that's what that is beginning to look like, that pattern right there. This one kind of helps smooth out those rufflies as we go along as well. Okay, and I'm just going to continue around, and I'll be back when it's time to join. Okay, I've just done the last set of 3 double crochet in this open space, and then I'll finish up with these 2 double crochet, and then no chaining in between, and you just join to the top of that stunt double with a slip stitch. Pull it up tight, and that's what that looks like right there. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, round 7. And then we'll be using lipstick next. And we will be doing just a single crochet around the edge, just like round 1 right here. We're just going to be doing a single crochet in the top of every chain. Okay, so all of these rounds are super fun. When I did this, when I designed this and kind of, you know, for several years ago, I've been doing these doilies, and they just all look so different in the different colors. I like that I'm using 5 colors and their placement. It just gives a good variety. Okay, so when we're joining that, we are going to join with a single crochet, and that counts as your first one. And then we're just going to keep going around here, doing a single crochet. But I like that they all look different, and that there's different things that you can do with them. And so in my next video, I'm excited to show you, you know, how I've used them and the different ways that I use them. And, you know, as I've told you before, my grandma taught me to crochet when I was 6. And I remember her using the fine thread, you know, the fine cotton thread with the tiny, tiny hook, doing doilies. And when I started doing my yarn and my crochet, you know, that's really a lot of the reason why I named my yarn line Chunky Thread, because I wanted to be able to do the things with yarn that my grandma did with her thread. She used yarn a lot for a lot of things, but she used that fine cotton crochet to do lots of doilies and intricate work. She even made her own jewelry and necklaces with beading. She would crochet them. She really truly was my crochet grandma. She loved to crochet. And I just thought it would be so fun when I was developing my yarn. I really wanted to do 100% cotton in this kind of a weight so that you could stitch with it, crochet, knit with it, whatever you wanted to do, what you do with regular yarn. But because it was just like a 2 or 3 weight, that you could do doilies like this, and just kind of, you know, they're vintage doilies, but they have that new look because they're done with yarn and not that, not with thread. And so, oh, looks like I've got a little something caught in there. And so that's just kind of an explanation about these doilies and my Chunky Thread yarn name and the different things that I love to do with it. I love that it's cotton. I do prefer cotton. That doesn't mean you have to use cotton, but I prefer it. And I like how it goes with my fabrics. And I can use all of my happy colors. I'm excited. I get 8 new colors coming at the end of this year. This year's going to be fun to add 8 new colors. Okay, I'm just going to continue going around, and then I'll be back when it's time to join. All righty. just have one more single crochet to do, and then I'm joining into the top of my first single crochet that I joined with a slip stitch, looping up, okay, and that's what that is looking like. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Now we're going to be using the red, the schoolhouse, and we're going to be doing another round with a chain 5 so that we're forming this loop so that we can do our little scallop border, okay? And so let me find the end of this. Put it in my cute little piggy yarn bowl. I had asked in one of my past videos if you wanted me to show you my yarn bowls and talk about them, and so I had a lot of you say yes please, and so I will be doing that. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to start once again in another place that I did not start or stop. And when I do this, I like to start kind of like in between. It doesn't really matter, but instead of like in the middle here, I'll start kind of in an in-between place. I don't know why, but I like a starting point sometimes, even when it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to join that with a slip stitch, chain 5, and then I'm going to skip 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to do all the way around this. Join with a slip stitch, 3, 4, 5 chains, skip 2, and go into the top of that with a slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, and once again, every time I'm joining in the top, I'm joining in those 2 in that chain right there. Okay, so one more time, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I like that these rows are repetitive, and so it's easy to memorize. I don't have to, follow any written directions or anything like that because I've been doing these for so long. But I will I'll write out like each row what the stitches are in my description of the video. Please take advantage of the descriptions that I put underneath each video. If you are watching on your laptop or your phone or anything, it's just going to say a few sentences, or maybe even one, the title of the video, and then it's going to say like more or read more or something like that. Click on that, and that will open up the whole list of links that I've given, instructions, and just simply a description about the video. And so please take advantage of that, because there's a lot of information that I share in there, and that answers a lot of questions that are asked when I've already answered it in the description of the video, and so you may not have looked. So remember to always, and that's just not mine, that's any YouTube video. Most YouTubers will put a description of their video and links and helpful things within that, and so you just have to click on it so that opens up more. Okay, so I'm just going to continue going around, and then I'll meet you back here when we're joining. Okay, so I've got one more chain 5 to do here. And then I'm skipping 2, the last 2, and joining it into the top of my slip stitch. Again, sometimes it's hard to see when I'm doing this further away, and I apologize if I pull out of the camera somewhat. Okay, so also, I've had a few of you say that you're having a hard time seeing. Some of you say you can see perfectly. Some of you say that you can't see, that it's too far away. So just like with any YouTube video, when you're watching and if you're not watching on a large device like a big screen, when you're watching tutorials, that really comes in handy. Or your laptop when you have a bigger screen that you can see. But if you're watching from your phone or something like that, remember you can always pinch up the picture and pinch up the video so that you can see it closer up. And I can't film super duper close up because then I won't be able to show you all of the other you know, things in the camera. Let's see, what else did I want to say about that? Also, if you're left-handed, watch my videos upside down, because when I teach left-handers, I have them sit across from me, and that is, then it's a mirror image of exactly what I'm doing, which is what, you know, crocheting left-handed is. And so just turn your device upside down or flip the screen or whatever you know that you can do on your device if it allows you to flip the screen. And then you can also watch my videos in slow motion. You can adjust on YouTube, you can adjust the speed on how fast you want to watch it, slow or faster. And so that helps. So that slows that down. And so I hope those suggestions help you as well. Also, I've been asked, where do you find my yarn, my chunky thread yarn? Several quilt shops sell it, and even yarn shops. There's lots of places that sell my chunky thread yarn. All you have to do, again, I always say Google is your best friend. Just do a quick Google search and, you know, type in chunky thread yarn by Lori Holt or by Bee in My Bonnet or something like that, and you're sure to find a place, a source that will get you, you know, that you can have all 40 colors or just a few colors, whatever you would like. And again, by the end of the year, I'll have 48 colors. Okay, enough of that chatting. Now we are finished with round 9, and we've got this scallop border, and we're going to do that with butterscotch. And this is really fun. I love to do these little scallop borders just to kind of end off and make a really cute little finish of these. And so what we're going to do is it's going to consist of in each little loop right here, you're going to do a single crochet, 3 double crochets, and then a single crochet, and then just go right into the next loop with your next single crochet, 3 double crochets, and a single crochet, and you're just going to continue that all the way around. So we're just going to join with a single crochet, and that'll be our first single crochet stitch, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets. Also, when I'm showing you these double crochets, remember these are US terms. In the UK, a double crochet would be a triple crochet. So just so you know, this is US terms, because I live in the US and that's how I learned to crochet with these terms. Okay, so single crochet, 3 double crochet, and a single crochet. No chaining in between, just going directly in to the next loop and doing a single crochet. First double crochet, second double crochet, third, and I'm going down to a single crochet. And this is what's forming that cute little scallop right there. And I'm just going to continue going all the way around, and I'll meet you back here at the end. Alrighty, okay, I'm back, and I've got one more cute little scallop to do. Single crochet, 3 double crochets, number 2, number 3, a single crochet, and then join into the top with a slip stitch of that first single crochet that I started with. have it, this cute little doily with chunky thread like Grandma used to make, only kind of vintage modern at the same time, because now it's not the quite the same as Grandma used to make, but still is fun and have a different look. And I sure do love to, you know, use this in my home decor. Let's bring this plate in again. This may help you to, you know, just see the colors and the stitches. So we've got a 10 round, starting with this green right here, and then 3 rounds from the granny circle that we started out with, so 13 rounds total, 10 inches, using my chunky thread 100% cotton yarn with an E-hook. And so in my next video, I'm going to show you about blocking and different things like that. But remember, if you have not watched my video for the granny circle, I'll leave that in a link. So if you are just joining me now, or just seeing my channel now, or this tutorial for the first time, I will leave a link in the description for how to make the granny circle, which is the first 3 rounds. And then we continued on with the 10 rounds. So I have one, I just kind of wanted to show you. This is my blocking board right here. And I have one that I blocked last night, and I'll take that off, and that we'll start from here in the beginning of my next video, taking this off the blocking board and talking about blocking and things like that. And so I hope that I've answered all your questions about the granny circle along and different things that we're doing, and about these doilies. And I think these are really fun. I hope that you think they're fun too. Please, if you like this video, if you've been enjoying it, please give this video a like, and please subscribe to my channel so that you know when I have new tutorials coming up. When you subscribe to YouTube, when you hit the subscribe button, a little bell comes up, and you want to hit that bell and then push notify me, so that you'll get notifications every time that I have a new video. And I hope that you've had fun with this doily. I hope you're having fun with the Granny Circle Along series, and I will chat with you later.